Hey everybody, it's Jason from the Texas Gun Vault 2, and we're back out here in the garage for another Garage Gun Talk. And I do have some first impressions on a couple things I took to the range last night, but I want to get to the whole point of this video right off the bat. Is yesterday I made a video regarding my thoughts on the passage of the big beautiful bill. And I said something in there which was echoing what I read and interpreted in the bill, and also what I heard some other commentators say. But then there were some people pointing out that there might be some misinformation out there, because some people are saying that once President Trump signs this bill, suppressors will be tax-free, or the transfer or making of SBRs, suppressors, short-barreled shotguns, and AOWs will be tax-free in 90 days. And that's what I said, because that, as I said, echoed what I've heard and what I read in the bill. But some people are saying January 1st. So I was like, okay, why is there a discrepancy? And I kind of mentioned, I was like, hey, you know, sometimes there's things in these bills that if you don't read the fine print, it might come back and bite you. So I was at the range last night, and I mentioned in my last video, I like going because typically no one is there. But lo and behold, somebody showed up in the middle of my filming. He's a cool guy. His name is David, and he is the owner and proprietor of Prosper Firearms. And he was there testing a couple of his latest creations, essentially. And we got to talking about the NFA and silencers and things, because I was there reviewing a silencer. And I mentioned in passing, I said, hey, you know, I'm sure you guys aren't going to be selling a lot of suppressors for the next 3 months. He goes, 3 months? He said, 6 months. I said, okay, let's figure this out. What's going on? He had heard January 1st. I had heard 90 days. He sent me via text this morning what he discovered, which is the wording in the bill. And the bill says, after 90 days of signing, or after the 90 days after signing, then the next quarter is when the tax is reduced to zero. So if you kind of gloss over it, it seems to imply that in 90 days, in the next fiscal quarter, that the tax would be eliminated. But if Donald Trump signs it today, which I'm making this video on July the 4th, that means in 90 days, it would be, what, October the 4th? And that is after the start of the next fiscal quarter. So we would have to wait until January 1st, which is the start of the next quarter after 90 days after signing it. Does that make any sense? And so I'm asking, if you are a legal eagle and a scholar and know this stuff and understand how this is implemented, what does it all mean? At first, I looked at it and thought 90 days. But it looks like it's going to be January 1st. When it was explained to me like that, we have to wait the 90 days, then the law goes into effect, but you have to wait until the next fiscal quarter for that tax to be reduced. So it does look like we will have to wait until January the 1st to avoid having to pay the transfer or the making tax on suppressors, short-barreled shotguns, short-barreled rifles, and any other weapons. So there you go. That's what I'm understanding. And so now I'm even a little bit more disappointed, because we should have gotten way more repealed than what we did. And now, because of the timing of everything, we have to wait until January the 1st. That's the way I see it. We'll have to wait and see exactly how everything's implemented. But when you read it that way, you realize, oh yeah, just because he's signing it on July the 4th, 4 days in to the fourth quarter of the year, we now have to wait to the first quarter of the year. Ugh, man, that sucks. All right, so tell me what you think, what you know, and what you're hearing, and let's get the right information out there. You guys know I hate having the wrong information out there. Just like when it came to the ATF pistol stabilizing brace amnesty thing, I want to get real information out there to people that's not clickbait, not lying, because I hate it when I make a video and someone's like, you're an idiot. That's not the way. It's like, oh my God, you don't know anything about the law. So I just want to get the right information out to people based off of what the bill actually says and from those people that actually study the law can tell us what it means. So there you go. All right. Excuse me. Let's talk about a couple things that I took to the range last night. Oh, excuse me. I have a little cough. Sorry about that. All right. And yes, I do chew ice. But don't worry, this is the soft ice from like Sonic. We have one of those soft ice makers. So it sounds like I'm like biting down on ice, but it's really like that real soft stuff. It's like snow, essentially. All right. So I took 3 things to the range last night, and I finished the review on 2. The first one is a site. I'm not going to name the site in the description of this video because if I do, this company will see it and then say, that's not the review. You guys know how frustrating that is. But the review of this site, which I know some other content creators have already released, will come out tomorrow. And I have to say, 5 out of 5 stars. It's honestly the best site they've made. I like the fact it loads the battery from the side, doesn't use that charging system, and everything else about it is pretty good. It's a fully enclosed micro red dot. I reviewed it on my friend Jack's P365XL. And this is his Osite S, which I did review and I gave to him because he lets me, borrow these guns because I don't have any guns that has the RMSC footprint. So he's nice enough to lend this to me. But this is his, but I just put it back on. I just cleaned this gun. But it looks just like this, except it has a battery that loads to the side. It's great. It works. It holds 0. 3 reticles, easy to use. Yeah, the side loading battery, I think, makes it 5 out of 5 stars. So pretty straightforward review on that one. I also took to the range and started the review on this Cobalt Kinetics 6mm arc. And I have to go look at what the exact model name is. I know the receiver is marked CK Pro, but I'm sure this has a very specific name. I know that over here it says 6 arc G2. So this might be the G2 and 6mm arc. And 6mm arc is an awesome, awesome caliber. I absolutely love it. It's just too bad you can't use regular 5.56 mags with it. You have to have proprietary mags. But this is a high-end AR primarily designed for precision shooting. But you guys know I try to review all of my rifles that are designed for precision shooting from the aspect of a defensive carbine and at the longer distance range for accuracy. Because I know that I make content for average gun people. I'm an average gun owner. And while I know that some people that are expert marksmen, do it for a living, work in the gun industry, which I don't do any of those things, will review a gun like this, specifically how it's designed, thinking their friends, the people that subscribe to them are going to buy for that application. But I argue there's a lot of people out there that just have a lot of money and want to buy a really high-end firearm, but they're not going to use it maybe for what its intended purpose is. Some people might buy a really long distance precision rifle and be like, hey, I'm going to defend my home with it. Not just because that's what they want to do. It's their gun. So if you used it in that capacity, how would it work? So I have not gotten this to the long distance range yet, but I'm already expecting it to work great. 6 arc is awesome. And the accuracy I was getting out of this at the 25-yard range, amazing. I really don't think this is a great defensive carbine. I'd have to check the barrel length. It's 20 inches or 18 inches, and it is a carbon fiber barrel, which I was assuming would give me a pretty well-balanced and light experience. But when I hold this, man, this thing is a beefy rifle. Yeah, we got this zero compromise scope on the top, but it's a heavy rifle, and when I added a suppressor on front, it was kind of unwieldy. Like, you get tired shooting it. Like, it starts to kind of droop after about 25 rounds. You're like, man, that thing's a heavy gun. It's not a light defensive carbine. You could use it for that capacity, and I really didn't spend a lot of rounds with it because I know that's not what it's designed for, and 6 arc is so expensive. But I shot it. It's a great rifle. I can shoot it fast. I like the upper and lower receivers. No problems with like a quick mag change. I get, it's just accurate. It's awesome. I also used it as the host weapon to review this. This is the Dead Air Lazarus 6 suppressor. So this is a nice companion to this firearm. It is a 3D printed flow-through design can. It has an amazing sound. I'm very impressed with the tone quality of this suppressor because normally the flow-through baffle designs don't sound as good. This one sounds really amazing and very deep. It seems to have a very large volume for its size. I like the quick detach system. I think this is the chemo system, so it works well on this. I know some people don't like the chemo system. I do, but I've heard some people have problems with it. So if you've ever had issues with the chemo attachment system, let me know. What problems did you have? I hear a lot of issues, but never experienced them. This is not as flow through maybe as they advertise. I will say it is a little bit gassy, but it does work, meaning like it's not a ton, but it's not as nice as some of the other flow through baffle designs I have reviewed. And I did notice that on the end cap, you'll notice where the gases come through the helical baffles on the outside, they're more narrow. So some of the other cans I've reviewed, they're bigger. Here they're very narrow. And I think that the concept inside is working, but there is a little bit more restriction. Ballistics, it makes 6-arc much more consistent, which is very typical. Sometimes suppressors don't change much. This one changes it a lot, makes it much better suppressed. The standard deviation and the spread is much smaller. The point of impact is not changed at all, and it gets hot, but it cools off fast. So that's what I discovered. So I'll be doing the review on that one pretty soon. And then I just need to go to the long distance range when it's open. Today's July the 4th, so the range is closed. I get 24-hour biometric access to the 25-yard pistol ranges, but not with the 100-yard range. So I have to go when the range is officially open to finish the review on this one. And I'm also going to take to the range the Wilson Combat Double Agent. That's next on the list. So there you go. Let me know if you have any questions and what you think or know of the either 90-day or 6-month wait we have when it comes to the reduction of the tax on NFA items. Oh, I almost signed off there without giving a word of the day. The word of the day is independence, because it's Independence Day. So to my fellow Americans, happy Independence Day, and let's keep fighting for our freedoms. So thank you for joining me here in the garage, and thanks for just having great dialogues with me. And let's talk about these guns. Let's talk about the NFA, and happy birthday, America. So, as always, actually, you know what? I'm gonna add one thing. We always say July the 4th is Independence Day. It's really not. Did you know that? July the 2nd is. In fact, John Adams said July 2nd will go down in history as the day America gained its independence, because that was the day the Continental Congress officially voted for independence. But it wasn't until July 4th that they signed the Declaration of Independence. So there you go. So the actual vote to become a country was July the 2nd. So I guess, we're kind of being a little bit nitpicky here. So is our birthday July the 2nd or July the 4th? Well, you can decide. So anyway, just wanted to add that. So, as always, thanks for watching.